This video is the first of a series of videos that I plan on doing for creating a database in Oracle using the SQL language. And my goal is to try to use the SQL language for the entire database. We're going to create this thing from scratch and really kind of go through this language and really learn the ins and outs of basically this SQL language that we've got to work with. Now I'm going to be using the Oracle database. There are many different databases out there, and the language itself will be altered a little bit depending on the database you have. But for the most part, it's pretty general across the board between all of our databases. And so we're going to focus in on the Oracle one. I actually have it downloaded right here for us to set up. However, I want to show you where it's located just so that you're familiar with it and you can see which database I'm actually working with. If you actually just go to oracle.com, what we're going to do there is we'll look at what they've got to offer, and this is the company that offers this database, and they actually own quite a few different software applications or develop a lot of software applications. And what I want to choose is this database 10G Express Edition. Now I'm saying the 10G one, and it's the Express Edition. The Express Edition is the one that they give away for free. Now this one is a stripped down limited version, but it does the job and it gives you a chance to be able to understand and learn the database for Oracle itself. And you can also notice that at the time of this video, 11.2, the Express Edition, is currently in beta, which means that shortly this will be coming out for download. When that happens, I'll probably be coming out with a video for that one as well. But for now, I'm just going to focus in on the Oracle Database 10G Express Edition. And so you can download it for the application you're working with, whether it's Linux or whether it's Windows. I will tell you that you're going to need to create a login for Oracle's website in order to actually continue the download. So just be prepared for that. And what you're going to want is the Express Edition. So I'm going to go ahead and close this now. But I've showed you that what you'll get is a download for it. And so I'm just going to go ahead and run this download. Just double click run. It's going to go through the install. And depending on the operating system you're using, it might be slightly different, but the setup should be pretty much the same. And so now I'm just going to go ahead and hit next. We're going to go ahead and read through the license agreement, make sure we accept that. Just go ahead and hit next. We're going to install this here under my C drive in a folder called Oracle EXE. I'm just going to go ahead and hit next. Now, one thing to notice here, it says the password is going to be used for the SYS and the system database accounts. So this is what we're going to actually use to log in as this user called system. And so we need to create a password for this. So create one that you won't forget. And I think I actually may have typed them in different. There we go. And it does let us know it's going to be for the system user. So I'm going to go ahead and hit next. And now just a simple install. So it'll go through the install process here for us and work to install the whole application. And so when the install finishes, you're going to click the finish button here. Now notice before I click it that it's checked here for this launch the database homepage. This is where we're going to be going from now on, is the database homepage to actually do most of my work here. I'll click finish. You're going to see the web browser opens up, and we're going to actually be running commands in a web browser here to work with our database. And so it should come up here. And we've got the login page that's available for us where we can actually log in. I'm actually going to close this now because I want to show you a couple different things. When we installed it here on our desktop, we got this Getting Started, and if I double click this, this is not our home page, but rather just a quick web page that they've developed that just kind of tells us how to get started with the database. And so this may be something useful to look at and just kind of read through and see some of the things that they've got in here. I'm going to close out of that. I don't need it anymore, so I'm going to delete that. I also don't need the install file any longer, so I'm going to go ahead and delete that as well. Neither of those things are software applications that we need, so any longer. Where I really want to go now is if I go to All Programs, you should see a folder created, Oracle Database 10G Express Edition. And from now on, I'm going to go ahead and click on the Go to the Database homepage to get started here when I'm running my commands. You can also run things in the SQL command line option and so forth. You've got a Start and Stop database. The Start database, whenever you log in, by default, it should start up for us. If you've got problems, you may want to stop it and start it back up again. But however, most of the time, we're just going to be coming here to this Go to Database homepage. Now, they do have some help for you if you want to look for some help. And we'll eventually get to looking at backing up a database and so forth. But for now, we're just going to go ahead and go to database homepage, and you'll see here in just a second that it's going to go ahead and bring up this login page for us again. Now, I have worked on a few computers where using this Express Edition, sometimes it doesn't load up right away. It says the page could not load. And if you refresh a few times or try to restart it, you should be able to get back to this login page. Sometimes it just doesn't catch right with the code. Some little error or glitch happens. But to start with, we're going to go ahead and log in with the system username. And then the password is a password we set. So this is for this system user, which is really the administrative account for us to work with. And so I'm going to go ahead and type that in, and I'll hit login, and this is going to allow us to get logged into this database application. Most of the work we're going to be doing in this series of videos is going to be just command line based, and you're going to find most of that right here under this SQL. If you click on this, we're going to look at running SQL commands and kind of learning the language as we go through. And this gives us a spot here where we can type in a command and then hit run and see the results down below. So this is the getting started, getting you set up video, and we're going to continue on by learning some of the actual commands to get going. So I hope this helped and helped you get started.